Hello, welcome to your YouTube channel. My name is Payman and today is Saturday, March 18, 2023. I will be speaking the English language, then I will switch to the Persian language. Before I go any further, I'm going to show you the books that I have read, so I don't want someone to think I'm just, this one is from university. This one is my book that I bought it. It's not my book, but actually it's my book. I bought it, like it's not from university. I will be talking about Shirin Ebadi. I have read this book. Okay, establishing it. Yep. And there's this one. Okay, without any further ado, I'm gonna read what I have written. Shirin Ebadi had a discussion with a group of people in an auditorium, and Abbas Milani was sitting beside her, and they were having a good chit-chat. So, after looking at and analyzing it, trying to understand what it's talking about it, this is the title that I have it on. I will post it on my blog, and description of that blog entry will be, the link of that blog entry will be in the description of the video clip of the YouTube. In this video clip, Shirin Ebadi says that the question posed to her, can we win this revolution with a leader, yes or no? Those days are long gone to have a leader. What did that leader do to us when we had one leader? Did he put a crown or flower on our heads? Why are we looking for a leader now? In this section of the paper, I'm addressing Shirin Ebadi's comment regarding Mohammad Reza Shah Pahlavi's leadership role as the head of state of the Imperial Iran. Ms. Ebadi published her autobiography, Iran Awakening from Present to Peace Prize, One Woman's Struggle at the Crossroads of History. She mentioned in her book that she enrolled at the University of Tehran-Law Faculty in 1965, and in 1969 she passed the bar and qualification exam to become a competent judge. After a 6-month internship, she officially became a judge in March 1969. She continued her study at the University of Tehran to pursue a doctorate in law. In 1971, one of her professors was Mahmoud Shehabi Khorassani. In 1975, she became the first woman president of the Tehran City Court and served until the 1979 Iranian Revolution. She was one of the first women judges in Iran. Ms. Ebadi became a judge because Mohammad Reza Shah Pahlavi in 1963 executed the White Revolution, and Khomeini and the Marxist faction revolted against Mohammad Reza Shah modernization policy. The religious factions and Marxist faction advocated patriarchal values in society, and the king wanted Iran to become a modern state. The above historical fact illustrates how Mohammad Reza Shah Pahlavi put flowers and crowns on all Iranian women. Returning to Ebadi's comment, she elaborated, the revolution is not without a leader. She says the revolution has leaders. She's getting the audience attention to when the cities revolted against the establishment. Each city divided itself into more minor factions by having a neighborhood organizers who was calling the shots. When they released an uprising notice, everyone came out of their homes. She also highlighted the role of Iranian in diaspora when the surviving families of the PS-752 released a memo for an uprising. Everyone came out of their homes in their adopted home countries in solidarity with Iranians in Iran, these leaders of different groups. Let's address the issue of needing more concentrated power in a country. Tom Holland, in his book, In the Shadow of the Sword, The Battle for Global Empire and the End of the Ancient World, he says that Sparta had 2 kings. Thus, the power was divided between 2 kings and was not concentrated in one area to solve issues, and all these issues remain unsolved. Machiavelli advised the prince during comeback to lead his army into the battlefield and not rely on a captain, because a captain after victory would claim power and glory. How did King of Kings Reza Pahlavi the Great solve Iran's internal struggle? His Imperial Majesty monopolized the power. Why did Afghan President Ashraf Ghani in 2021 abandon the ship when the Taliban crossed Iran and Afghan border? Because he lacked the leadership skills to cultivate a central power. Thus, he failed to act as the armed forces commander-in-chief. Reality check. Does a country with the name of Sparta exist? Not anymore, because it had two kings and power concentrated in different places rather than organizing the current affairs of the Sparta. With one, just 1 second, guys. With one final objective in mind. Why did the Islamic Republic of Iran security forces crush the 2022 or 1401 solar calendar? Because the RS forces could target them, arrest them, and prevent them from issuing a notice of uprising. It was really easy to go after them because being micromanaged. They were being micromanaged. What will be the end product of having a neighborhood controlling a national movement? In case of eventual success, Machiavelli advised the prince not to allow the captain to determine the war's outcome, because the captain would entitled to that power and glory. Reflecting on the case of Iran, in the event I'm using a solar calendar, 1401 revolution would blossom fruit, Iran would lead to a state of anarchy where each winner wants to have their share, the lion's share. Therefore, Iran's cities would engulf in relentless fires that would have more power by killing each other. Okay, it's a competition. Before I go any further, I want to get your attention to human nature for a second time. People are not angels. As Adam Smith says, people are self-interest, and a butcher does not provide meat to others because she or he likes others. A butcher does what she or he does to serve her or his interest. Ebadi advocated for the division of power among many leaders. Her idea reflects what Robert, I cannot pronounce this person's last name, I'm going to spell it, Nozick, argues in favor of minimal state limited to the narrow function of protection against force, theft, fraud, and enforcement of contract. He argues that rights will be violated when a state takes on more responsibility than these. To support the idea of minimalist state, he presents an argument that illustrates how the minimalist state arises naturally from a Lockean John Locke, that's what he's talking about, of nature, and how any expansion of state power past this minimalist threshold is unjustifiable. The PS 752 is an interest group and is not a national movement. It relies on Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi to issue a summons to people worldwide to gather in big city to illustrate their solidarity with people inside of Iran. Returning to Ebadi's further comment that the revolution in Iran must continue until true leaders appear on the surface. It is important to address these three questions for Ebadi comments that the revolution must continue in Iran. What does revolution mean? Where did Ebadi get the idea to continue the revolution? What does revolution do to a nation? So, first question, what does revolution mean? The word revolution refers to a return to an earlier condition, like the revolution of the earth around the sun. A political revolution was a revolving back to the starting point. Where did Ebadi get the idea about continued revolution? Marx wrote, must say you will have to go through 15 or 20 or 15 years of... Hi folks, my name is Peyman. Welcome to your YouTube channel. Today is Saturday, March 18, 2023. As always, I will be speaking the English language, then I will switch to the Persian language. Before I go any further, I just want to show you guys that I have read this book, so what I have written is based on what I have read. So if you're wondering at what is it. And I have posted a blog. The link will be in the description of this video clip, so you could follow it up. You could see it. So and yeah, the masterpiece. The masterpiece. Okay, let's do this. It is very sad what I'm reading, and it is up to people what they want to do. Shirin Ebadi envisioned a state of anarchy and utopia for the future of Iran. I watched a video clip. It is about 1 minute and 11 seconds, something like that. It's a very short video clip about her. She's talking about what she's envisioning for Iran. So in this video clip, Shirin Ebadi says, and if you're watching this, like for sure you're watching it, you're going to see at the end what she said in Persian language she's talking. So you also could do that, and if obviously if you are speaking the English language and you do not speak the Persian language, I'm translating the video clip for you, then I'm giving not constructive criticism but her mistakes. Okay? In this video clip, Shirin Ebadi says that a question posed to her, can we win this revolution with a leader, yes or no? Those days are long gone to have a leader. What did that leader do to us when we had one leader? Did he put a crown or flower on our heads? Why are we looking for a leader now? In this section of the paper, I'm addressing Shirin Ebadi's comment regarding Mohammad Reza Shah Pahlavi's leadership role as the head of the state of Imperial Iran. Ms. Ebadi published her autobiography, Iran Awakening from Prison to Peace Prize. One's woman struggle at the crossroads of history. She mentioned in her book that she enrolled at the University of Tehran-Law Faculty in 1965, and in 1969 she passed the bar and qualification exams to become a competent judge. After a 6 months internship, she officially became a judge in March 1969. She continued her studies at the University of Tehran to pursue a doctorate in law in 1979. One of her professors was Mahmoud Shehabi Khorassani. In 1975, she became the first woman president of the Tehran City Court and served until 1979 Iranian Revolution. She was one of the first women judges in Iran. Ms. Ebadi became a judge because Mohammad Reza Shah Pahlavi in 1963 executed the White Revolution, and Khomeini and the Marxist faction revolt against Mohammad Reza Shah Pahlavi's modernization policy. The religious factions and Marxist faction advocated patriarchal values in society, and the king wanted Iran to become a modern state. The above historical facts illustrated how Mohammad Reza Shah Pahlavi put flowers and crown on all Iranian women. Returning to Ebadi's comment, she elaborated the revolution is not without a leader. She says the revolution has leaders. She's getting the audience attention to when the city revolted against the establishment. Each city divided itself into more minor factions by having a neighborhood organizer who was calling the shots. When they released an uprising notice, everyone came out of their homes. She also highlighted the role of Iranians in the diaspora. When the surviving families of the PS-752 released a memo for an uprising, everyone came out of their homes in their adopted home countries in solidarity with Iranians in Iran. These leaders of different groups. Let's address the issue of needing more concentrated power in a country. Tom Holland, in his book, In the Shadow of the Sword, The Battle of the Global Empire and the End of the Ancient World, he says that the Sparta had two kings. Thus the power was divided between two kings and was not concentrated in one area to solve issues, and always issues remain unsolved. Machiavelli advised the prince during a comeback to lead his army into the battlefield and not rely on a captain, because a captain after victory would claim power and glory. How did King of Kings Reza Pahlavi the Great solve Iran's internal struggle? His Imperial Majesty monopolized the power. Why did Afghan president, this is a fact of life, when you have anarchy, you want to monopolize the power. You need to have a central power to create order, to prevent chaos. Order. Okay, why did Afghan President Ashraf Ghani in 2021 abandon the ship when Taliban crossed Iran and the Afghan border? Because he lacked the leadership skills to cultivate a central power. Thus, he failed to act as the armed forces commander-in-chief. Reality check. Does a country with name Sparta exist? No, because it had two kings and power concentrated in different places rather than organizing the current affairs of Sparta with one final objective in mind. Why did the Islamic Republic of Iran security forces crush the 2022 AD or 1401 solar calendar? Because the Islamic Republic, IRI security forces could target them, arrest them, and prevent them from issuing notice of uprising. Total macro-management. What will be the end product of having a neighborhood controlling a national movement? In case of eventual success, Machiavelli advised the prince not to allow the captain to determine the war's outcome, because the captain would entitled to that power and glory. Reflecting on the case of Iran, in the event the 1401 revolution would blossom a fruit, Iran would lead to a state of anarchy where each winner wants to have their lion's share. Therefore, Iran cities would engulf in relentless fires that would have more power by killing each other. Before I go any further, I want to get your attention to human nature for a second time. People are not angels. As Adam Smith says, people are self-interest, and a butcher does not provide meat to others because she or he likes others. A butcher does what she or he does to serve her or his interests. Ebadi advocate for the division of power among many leaders. Her idea reflects what Robert, I cannot pronounce his last name, I apologize, Nozick, argues in favor of a minimal state limited to the narrow function of protection against force, theft, fraud, and enforcement of contracts. He argues that rights will be violated when a state takes on more responsibility than these. To support the idea of minimalist state, he presents an argument that illustrates how the minimalist state arose naturally from John Locke, a state of nature, and how any expansion of state power past this minimal threshold is unjustified. The PS 752 is an interest group and is not a national movement. It relies on Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi to issue a summons to people worldwide together in big cities to illustrate their solidarity with people inside of Iran. Returning to Ebadi's further comment that the revolution in Iran must continue until true leaders appears on the surface. It is important to address the three questions for Ebadi's comment that the revolution must continue in Iran. What does revolution mean? Where did Ebadi get the idea to continue the revolution? What does revolution do to a nation? And this is also, it was a slogan. I live in Iran post the 1979 revolution in Iran, and people were, because there was a war between Iran and Iraq, they were saying, war until victory. So let's see where that concept is coming from. What does revolution mean? The word revolution, this is a quotation. The word revolution referred to a return to an earlier condition like the revolution of the earth around the sun. A political revolution was a revolving back to the starting point. Where did Ebadi get the idea to continue revolution? Marx wrote, must say, this is exactly from the book. You will have to go through 15 or 20 or 50 years of civil wars and international wars, not only in order to change extend condition, but also in order to change yourselves and render yourself fit for political domination. Okay. What does revolution do to a country? It burns down all the institutions of that country to the ground, as Alexander the Great did to Persepolis. In conclusion, Miss Shirin Ebadi illustrates her intention for the future of Iran, which is not based on building Iran from the ashes of Rome. She wants Iran to become an anarchy utopian state, which will become the state of Sparta, and Iran will become a distant memory and will be preserved in history books. Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi needs to look at this video clip as a warning call, and other Iranians who want to advocate for revolution, for the liberation of Iran from the tyranny of Islamic Republic of Iran, because what Ebadi wants for Iran is more bloodshed of innocence in many different ways. Last, pay close attention to where Ebadi was sitting. She was sitting beside Iranian communist Abbas Milani, who was chuckling as Ebadi was talking because they were drafting a blueprint for Iran's destruction, like the 1979 revolution they did. Okay, folks. That was it, like a little bit here or there. It is based on a book. I'm talking, I'm not speaking my mind, so there's a research. Like within a short hours, 6 hours took me to prepare this. I will be speaking the Persian language. سپاس فراوان به کانال یوتیوب خودتون خوش اومدید. امروز صبح که شنبه مارچ 18 سال 2023 توی توییتر بودم، دیدم خانم شیرین عبادی داره صحبت میکنه، میگه که نمیدونم ما یک رهبر نمیخواهیم، ما مثلا چندین رهبری میخواهیم. به این صورت داره صحبت میکنه و میگه اونی که واحد رهبر بود چه گل و تاجی رو سر ما گذاشت. باشه، اول از همه خیلی باید آدم درست صحبت کنه که چی داره صحبت میکنه، مشخص کاملا. این معلومه که داره تیکه میندازه به شاه. خب همون شاه واسه تو چیکار کرد؟ انقلاب سفید. در انقلاب سفید همین کمونیستا و همین مذهبیا نمیخواستن خانوما بتونن از اون محدودیتی که جامعه برای مرد سالاری براش ساخته بود بیان بیرون و شاهنشاه یامر اون مرزها رو شکون و اجازه داد خانوم‌های ایرانی برابر با مرد ایرانی باشه و اجازه داد همین خانوم بره دانشگاه درسشو بخونه، بشه رئیس دادگاه در ظرف مدت خیلی کوتاه، چون داشتن اینا رو تون درست میکردن که ایران رو بسازن. پس پادشاه عزیز ما تاج و گل گذاشت روی سر خانم، هیچ شکی نباشه. حالا اینکه تک رهبری، ما تک رهبری نمیخواهیم، اوکی. کتاب تام هلند رو خوندید؟ این کتابه میگه اسپارتا دوتا، اون یکی کتابم هستش در رابطه با اسپارتا خوندن. خب کتاب ایشون هم خوندم. ببین کتاب خوندم، فکر نکنید کاغذ چیز کردم، خوندم. این خانم بیمخ، تو انگلیسی نگفتم، تو اینجا بگم بدون رو درواسی. دستاشم نگاه کنید با هیجان. یه چیز خیلی مهم داره میگه. خب اسپارتا دوتا شاه داشتن. چی میشه وقتی قدرت پخش میشه، تقسیم میشه؟ طوری تقسیم میشه که دو نفر دارن تصمیم مهم واسه یک کشور بگیرن، شکست میخوره. اوکی، مکیاولی دیگه، اینا خیلی مهمه. این جور چیزا رو، کتاب مکیاولی رو کجا گذاشتم؟ مکیاولی رو خوندم. خب میگه که پرنس، شاهزاده، نباید اعتماد کنه به یه کاپیتان ارتشی وقتی که میخواد بره به میدون جنگ. بعد خودش بره تو میدون جنگ. این مهمه، خودش بره تو میدون جنگ و اون پیروزی رو بیاره. چون که اگه مثلا به یه نفر بگه برو به میدون جنگ، بعد از پیروزی این کاپیتان پیروزی برای خودش میخواد. حالا میفهمید البته این میره تو حاشیه چرا جمهوری اسلامی نمیخواست شاهزاده رضا پهلوی برگرده بیاد تو ایران، به همین خاطره. خب هیچ وقت یه کاپیتان رو نمیذاریم. حالا من نمیدونم دیگه چرا مکیاولی میگه کاپیتان، نمیگه نمیدونم سرهنگ یا تیمسار نمیگه، چون موقع نبوده اونجور میلیتاری رنگ ها. خب این از اینو داشته باشیم. شاهنشاه رضا شاه کبیر چجوری تونست جلوی تجزیه ایران رو بگیره؟ با گرفتن قدرت در دست خودش مجبور بود، ولی ایران تجزیه میشد تو اون زمان. اگه اون کارهایی که نمیکرد ایران تجزیه میشد. خب قدرت رو دست خودش گرفت. تو افغانستان چی شد؟ آقای قانی رهبریت از خودش نشون نداد، قدرت رو در دستش نگرفت و باعث شد طالبان از ایران حمله کنن به افغانستان به راحتی. دونستن اومدن ایشون فرار کرد. فرار نمیکنه یه رهبر، یه پیشرو فرار نمیکنه، وای میسه سر جاش، مبارزه میکنن تا آخرین نفس. اگه اونجا رسیدی باید بجنگی. خب ما همه اینا رو میبینیم. الان میگن که ایشون هم خانم میگه که نگاه کنید PS752 این آدمایی که هواپیماشون اومده پایین، بعد اینا اعلامیه پخش میکنن مردم میان. PS752 نشنال موومنت نیست، انترست گروپه. شاهزاده رضا پهلوی میگه مردم بیاید بیرون، اینا هم سری میان بغل شاهزاده رضا پهلوی یه اعلامیه پخش میکنن مردم میان بیرون. خب خیلی خسته هستم. همه اینا به جای خودش. البته تو اینجا ننوشتم، یادم هی میخوام بنویسم یادم میره، هزاران بار گفتم اینا که میگن محلاتی بیان بیرون، اینا خیلی راحته بخوان نابودشون کنن. ماکرو منیج میشه. خیلی کی شلوغ میکنه، کی اعلامیه پخش میده، میان تپ میگیرن میبرنش. خیلی راحت تموم میشه. همونجوری همه رو خاموش کرد. حالا بگیم اینا برنده میشدن تو ایران چی میشد؟ این انقلاب اصلا اینا برنده میشد. ادم اسمیت ببین تا به حال هرچی گفتن در رابطه با سلف انترست صحبت کردن. حالا واسه در دفعه دوم واسه سلف انترست میگم به صورت رک و پوسکنده. ادم اسمیت کپیتالیسمو که لیبرال کپیتالیسمو ادوکییت میکنه، ایشون میگه که ماها هر کاری که میخوایم بکنیم برای منافع خودمون. اون قصابی که اونجا واسطه داره گوش میفروشه، نه اینکه منو دوست داره گوش میفروشه، چون میخواد زندگی خودشو بچرخونه، واسه اون داره گوش میفروشه، واسه منافع شخصی خودش. حرف بدی هم نمیزنه، حرف صادقی داره میزنه. خب اگه اینا میامدن چیز میشد که ایران میشد انارکی. این یه شخص میگفت من باعث پیروزی شدم، من باعث شدم ملاها شکست بخورن، اومدن گرفتن و این کارا رو کردن، پس نمیتونستیم بریم جلو. و من هزاران بار گفتم این محلاتیا کار اشتباهیه، چون به جنگ ویتنام میبرم. البته ننوشتم دیگه، خسته شدم از بس گفتم. تو جنگ ویتنام چرا آمریکا شکست خورد؟ یک دلیلش این بود، برای اینکه میامدن ارتش آمریکا، یو اس مرین یا اون یکی ارتشی ها میامدن تپه رو میگرفتن، کوه رو میگرفتن، ویت کنگا رو میزدن، میکشن، هر کار بود میگرفتن، بعد میرفتن. با هیچ معنی استراتژی نداشت، هیچی نداشت، هیچ معنی استراتژی نداشت. این هم همونه، بیایم یه کوچه رو بگیریم، این هدف نیست. کوچه رو گرفتن، خیابون رو گرفتن، ساختمون رو گرفتن، این هدف نیست، این شکسته. به درد نمیخوره که یه همچین کاری رو کردن. خب برای همین شکست خوردن. و شیرین عبادی نگاه کنید میاد میگه که این انقلاب باید ادامه پیدا کنه تا اینکه، اینو من خوندم، این حرف از کجا میاد این انقلاب باید ادامه پیدا کنه؟ نوشتم تو بلاگ، ناشش دارم میخونم کتاب. حرفای کارل مارکسه. اون موقعی هم که تو ایران میگفتن جنگ تا پیروزی، حرفای کارل مارکسه. یعنی چی؟ تا کی انقلاب کنیم؟ چرا باید سرمایه های یک کشور تو این انقلاب از بین بره؟ چرا یه انقلاب درست حسابی نکنیم که ایران آزاد بشه بعد بسازیمش؟ نگاه کنید نشسته پیش رفیقش، کمونیست‌ها میگن رفیق دیگه به هم دیگه، رفیقش کامرد عباس میلانی، اونم میخنده، داره صحبت، شیرین عبادی داره صحبت میکنه میخنده. شیرین عبادی خیلی خوب میدونه. حالا داشتم که میامدم اینجا رو صحبت کنم، یهو یادم افتاد شیرین عبادی نوبل پیس پرایز وینر بوده. کسی که تو اینجور کاراست دنبال آدم کشی نباید باشه. انقلاب حرف میزنه که یک رهبر بیاد این چرت و پرتا چیه؟ اگه نمیتونید کار رو انجام بدید نیایید وسط، بذارید اونایی که میدونن دارن چی کار میکنن بیان وسط و کار رو تموم کنن. میبینید که بازیکن نیستن. اینو من بلاگ انتریور که کردم به شاهزاده رضا پهلوی دادم. این ویدیو کلیپ هم میاد تو اون بلاگ. ایشون امیدوارم ببینه، اون کسایی که اون بلاگ و اون دسترسی به سوشال میدیاش دارن نشون بدن. وظیفه ایشونه که اطلاع داشته باشه. از ما گفتم برای همین وقتی که مردم یهو تو توییتر یا جاهای دیگه میگن شاهزاده ناراحته، من میگم از ما گفتن، از اون شنیدم وقتی حرف گوش نمیکنه من چیکار کنم؟ من که نمیتونم که همش بیفتم دنبال شاهزاده وقتی حرف گوش نمیکنه میگه ناراحتیشم به پای خودشه. ما گفتیم خب این داره به این شیرین عبادی با عباس میلانی ایرانو به کجا میبره؟ فال نمیخواد بگم کجاست، یا یه چیز بلور باشه جلوم، مهالود میشه، اتاق مهالود بشه من ببینم. من دارم میبینم از حالا اینا به این میگن Anarchy and Utopia state، داره این کار میکنه. اگه این رهبرا همشون بیان میگن اینجا مال منه، اینجا مال منه، تهران مال من، اون یکی میگه تبریز مال من، اون یکی میگه کردستان مال من، اون یکی میگه سیستان مال من، بیایم با هم صحبت کنیم. هر روز میکوبن تو کله هم دیگه به خاطر منافع شخصی خودشون، نه به خاطر منافع اون مردم، منافع شخصی خودشون، تا اینکه ایرانو به طور رسمی مهرم بزنن روش و ایران بشه اسپارتا. همون کاری که اسکندر مقدونی با تخت جمشید کرد شیرین عبادی داره میکنه، عباس میلانی داره میکنه. مردم آگاه باشید، نگید دیگه ما نمیدونستیم، به ما دروغ گفتن که خمینی چهرش رو ماه بود، ما با اعتقادات و با ایمان ما بازی کردن. گفتم دیگه بهتون گفتم.
که ناظر بود به اینکه ما میتوانیم بدون رهبر پیروز بشویم یا خیر، باید بگم که دوران داشتن یک رهبر واحد گذشته. اون دفعه که رهبرم داشتیم چه تاج گلی سرمون زدیم، حالا دنبال رهبر میگردیم. اما این انقلاب بدون رهبرم نیست، رهبرانی دارد. ببینید وقتی که جوانان محلات تو هر محله‌ای تعدادی از جوانان جمع میشن و با همدیگه در ارتباطن. اعلامیه میدن، همه میان بیرون. یا وقتی که خارج از ایران فرزند خانواده قربانیان پرواز اوکراین بیانیه میدن، ببینید سر تا سر جهان هر جا که یه ایرانی هست صدایی بلند میشه. اینا چی هن؟ اینا رهبرا، گروه های مختلف رهبری هستند و هر چقدر این انقلاب طولانی تر بشه از جهت پیدا کردن رهبران واقعی بهتره، برای اینکه رهبران واقعی حین مبارزات مردمی هستن که میان بالا. رهبری که از قبل تعیین شده باشه که بخواد دستور بده، اون آخرش دیکتاتوره.
چشمه هنر